Hi, this is Emily Coren, and today I'm going to be talking about storytelling accelerating climate solutions. The first thing we're going to talk about today is the role of agency and the role that agency plays as a narrative framework. The second thing we're going to talk about today is coordination between stories. To get everybody collaborating as efficiently as possible for climate change mitigation and adaptation, I'm proposing that we switch from a hero-villain-victim model of storytelling to iterative goal setting. Iterative goal setting is a tool shared by Al Bandura as a method for teaching agency. So here we're setting short-term and long-term goals and periodically reevaluating them to reach the long-term goals. This can be used for both personal level choices and collective level choices for all kinds of characters at all different socioeconomic and geographic locations. Sociology research teaches us that there are some strategies that work better for communicating climate stories than others. First of all, we need to focus on the solutions, not the problems. A lot of people feel anxiety about the climate problems, and while that needs to be some part of the overall story framing, it needs to not be all of it. The solutions can be set in the present day to help people understand that the climate stories are both geographically and chronologically near us. The characters can model personal and collective efficacy. Again, there's the iterative goal setting part by setting short-term and long-term goals and periodically reevaluating them to reach our long-term goals. The overall tone of the story, we need more hopeful, funny stories. Comedy might not be applicable to all the news stories, but it certainly is hopeful for a lot of the narrative. The solutions need to be specific and doable. So for example, if we're talking about reducing home energy use or public health responses, showing specifically how to do it. So for example, a character installing renewable energy for home, infrastructure for electric chargers in a neighborhood, specific tasks is more helpful than just telling people to do them, because often people don't have enough information to be able to succeed at the tasks. So that gets us down to the messages need to be clear, simple messages repeated often by a variety of trusted sources. Our coordination for how to actually provide that information is going to be changing over time. It's not one set of images, it's a moving framework of images, which is going to get us into our talking about collaboration for how we actually create that set of images and stories. The stories need to have empathy. Again, there's the agency piece. We need everybody to succeed at this. So we need to find ways to include our community members and have empathy for wherever they are and wherever we need to get to. And last but not least, and I cannot emphasize this strongly enough, the images need to match the messaging. If your story is about renewable energy, your images need to be about renewable energy. They cannot be pictures of forests burning down. There's a public health communication tactic called entertainment education, which is complex stories based on formative and summative evaluation. I wrote an example for what one of these could look like for climate storytelling. It's currently titled Rhythm and Glue, and it takes us through the story of a community in Los Angeles transitioning from what is present-day Los Angeles to a hypothetical sustainable version of Los Angeles. And throughout the story, we cover not one behavioral target, but a whole range of behavioral targets, which gets us into ECOS. So ECOS, as an umbrella community, has a lot of different roles to play. And this fits into ECOS sort of in the informal education in the lower right quadrant down here. but I want to also talk a little bit about the coordination between the groups, because I think that storytelling overall could be done better through all of the different branch arms of this and coordinating across them so that we have a shared unified set of collaborative stories is going to help us move more efficiently to our climate and sustainability goals. This work is moving in progress. So again, today we talked about agency and collaboration and coordination of stories. We need to be using iterative goal setting, setting short-term and long-term goals and periodically reevaluating them to meet the long-term goals as a story structure. And we need to be developing frameworks for how we coordinate the stories better across media. I look forward to hearing all of your ideas. Thank you for the opportunity to share today.